Yes, children, I'll start with the next chapter of your half-yearly course, that is characteristics of chemical reactions. You have studied in your previous chapter what is a chemical change. A chemical change is a permanent change in which the substances, when they react, they form a new product. And this chemical change, when we represent it in the form of reactions, in the form of equations, then it is called as chemical reaction. So in certain reactions, elements or compounds, they undergo changes such that the new substances are formed. Such changes are called chemical changes, and the change is represented with the help of chemical reaction. So chemical reaction is nothing else. It is a chemical change only. Now many of the chemical reactions, that is chemical changes, are occurring naturally in our environment, like photosynthesis, rusting, combustion. All these are the naturally occurring changes or the reactions which are taking place in our environment. And few of them take place due to our human activity also. That is digestion. It is a natural chemical reaction which is taking place in our body. Even the sun's heat and light is due to the chemical reactions which is occurring on the earth. Now, how does a chemical change take place? We all know that the matter is made up of molecules, and molecules are further made up of atoms. So the atoms which are present in the molecules, they are fixed at their own places and are joined with their partner atom in their own order. But they are not fixed forever. As the molecules, they move apart from one another, the atoms which are joined to one another, the bond between those atoms break. As a result, the atoms, they get free from their partner atom, and those atoms will rejoin with the other group of atoms. With other atoms, a new joining takes place, so new substance is formed, and this is how chemical change takes place, and this happens in chemical reaction. Now see, atoms are not fixed into their molecules forever. Molecules can move apart, and their atoms then join together again in new different combination. This is called chemical change. The atoms and molecules of one or more substances break their links or bonds with each other. They shuffle their partners and form bonds or links with the other different atoms. This results in formation of new substances with different chemical features and properties as compared to the original substance. When the atoms were with their original partner, they were having different properties, they were having their different characteristic features. But when they move apart from their original partners and they join with the new partners, then the new substances form with new properties and new characteristic feature, a new substance is formed. So we say chemical change is taking place. Whenever chemical change or chemical reaction occurs, it will take place. This change or this reaction will take place only when the substances which are reacting, they get energy such as heat energy, light energy, or electricity. So they use these energy to bring changes in their substances, in their behavior. Chemical reaction involves the transformation, that is change of matter, into a new substance or substances which take part during a chemical change. For example, you see here, there are two substances. For example, this is acetic acid, that is vinegar. This is sodium bicarbonate, baking soda. These are the two reactants, two substances which are reacting. When they react with one another, new combination, the atoms of this substance, the atom of this substance, they will combine in new ways, and thus we will get new substance, sodium acetate and water and carbon dioxide gas. So these three are the products formed, and this whole change is a chemical change because of the new substances are formed, and they which have the different properties, and the original substances we will not find their property, their feature in the new substance. This is a chemical change. This is a chemical reaction. All types of chemical reactions often involve, whenever chemical reaction will take place, either there will be color changes, or there will be evolution of gas, there will be change in the color, then there will be formation of precipitate, that is the insoluble solid is formed. When I will explain you, I will explain you in detail. Then you will find there will be energy changes, there will be change of state, and this is how the chemical reactions or the chemical change when takes place. These changes also you will find. In some of the chemical reaction, color change will take place. In other, there will be temperature change. In some, gas production will happen. In some, precipitate is formed. In some, there will be change of state. So this is how this we will study in the characteristics of chemical reaction. So in the characteristics of chemical reaction, that is the properties of chemical reactions. Whenever chemical reactions take place, what properties, what features it will show. Some of the chemical reaction will take place with the evolution of gas, that is formation of gas. Carbon, that is coal. When oxygen reacts with oxygen, carbon dioxide is formed, that is the gas is produced. Then you'll find zinc with sulfuric acid. When these two substances will react, then this chemical reaction will result in the production of gas, hydrogen gas. Zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas is formed. This is the example of single displacement method you have done in types of chemical reaction. So see, here also gas is formed. One example I explained you, that is carbon. Carbon is koila. When burns in the presence of oxygen, we get a gas, carbon dioxide. So gas is formed. Here also gas is involved. So this is the example. This is a feature of chemical reaction where the evolution of gas takes place. Then you'll find there are some chemical reactions when the substances they react. Then the changes that take place during the new substance when formed, the changes that take place results with the change of color also. For example, copper carbonate, when it is heated, it will form copper oxide, which is black in color, and carbon dioxide. So this is green in color, copper carbonate. Then one more example I'll give you, that is mercuric oxide. Mercuric oxide is red in color, HgO. When this is also heated, when we'll heat it will break up into mercury and oxygen. This being red in color, the mercury will be silver mirror like color, silver in color, and this gas is involved. So for each characteristic feature, you will give two examples. The first is some of the chemical reactions takes place with the evolution of gas. When some of the chemical reaction takes place, then the color changes takes place. Two example I explained you. Then next is precipitate formation. Now what is precipitate? That is when two solutions are mixed together. Two solution means two substances in liquid form. When the two solutions are mixed, then insoluble solid comes on the upper surface. When these two solutions react, then the insoluble solid will come above and float on that solution surface. That insoluble solid is precipitate. So these are chemical reactions which are accompanied by formation of precipitate. So some of the chemical reactions when take place, chemical changes when takes place, when the substances react with one another, then the new substance that is formed will result with the formation of precipitate. So a precipitate is insoluble product which is formed when two chemical compounds which are soluble. It means two substances in solution form react to form a substance which is insoluble and separates out from the solution. Now, for example, I will give you the precipitate formation, sodium chloride. See this example, silver nitrate AgNO3 with sodium chloride. These are the two substances. When they are reacted, see this sodium will go with this nitrate and this Ag will form with this Cl, silver chloride, and white color precipitate is formed. जैसे white झाग बन जाता है ऊपर, insoluble solid आ जाएगा. And these two are in the solution form. Solution form means in the liquid form. Right? And the other example is in place of NaCl we can take HCl also, and same AgNO3, silver nitrate when reacts with AgCl, then again you will find this H will go with this and this Ag will go with this Cl. So HNO3 plus AgCl, again AgCl is white precipitate. Have you followed, children? So I will be taking till here today. That is the whenever chemical reactions takes place, often there will be some color change, there will be some temperature change. In some cases gas is produced, in some cases precipitate is formed. So I have done with you the first feature, that is gas production, with two examples. The second feature I have done with you is change in color with two examples, and the third feature I have done is formation of precipitate, that is with two examples. You listen carefully to my video and read that part only which I have done with you from the book. Don't go in detail of the examples. That is not for at your level, you don't require it. Whatever I am telling you in the video, you only read that from the book. When I'll complete the chapter, I will be giving you the question notes in the form of question answers which will cover the whole chapter, and you will learn that only. Thank you, children.